Here we go, another review. Now this is a yarn that a lot of people don't know about unless they live in Canada. It's Phentex Slipper and Craft Yarn. Every time you get a skein of this, you get a free pattern, because there's a free pattern on every label. If you're lucky, you'll get a different pattern on each label. And I got lucky this time. 3 different patterns. And you'll also get some free patterns on the yarnspirations.com website. Phentex Slipper and Craft Yarn is made just for slippers. It's designed to work well for making slippers. It's not a yarn that you would want to make a sweater with, because it's not soft to the touch. It is sturdy and long wearing, stain resistant. The colors never fade. It will not stretch or shrink. It will not stretch at all. So where you put the stitches is where it's going to stay. It keeps the shape that you knit it in. And there's another thing, another quality about this yarn that I learned about online, is that it will wick moisture from your feet. And it also has antimicrobial characteristics, so that it prohibits bacteria from growing. So it's perfect for your feet. So it's made from 100% olefin exelon, whatever that is. Net weight for each skein is 85 grams or 3 ounces. And this pattern that they've included is for a bag, for a tote, a crochet tote. This pattern is for slippers, and this pattern is for slippers. Now, if you're like me, you won't be satisfied with just getting patterns that surprise you. So I purchased the pattern book that you can buy on the Yarnspirations website called Fun Family Slippers. And it's got a whole bunch of different patterns. And it comes in a different language also. I think this is French. So it comes in English and in French. You get both when you purchase the book. So if you turn the pages this way, it'll be English. And if you flip it over and turn the pages this way, there it's in French. So let me see if I can find all the different patterns. If there's a place, here we go. This shows some of the patterns that are in the book. So see, it's got a whole bunch of different patterns in there. It's an awesome book to have. And that way you have a whole bunch of different choices for using your yarn. And I have got a box full of this stuff now. I just kept buying it over and over again because I just want all the different colors. And like I said, the colors never fade, so that's cool. So you could pick colors like for like if you're wanting to make slippers for Christmas, or for birthdays or whatever, you could pick like their favorite team, and you will definitely find their colors on the website. If you look on the website for the Phentex Slipper and Craft Yarn, you're going to see so many colors it'll blow your mind. So like if you have a football team that's orange and black, then you could get orange and black out of this yarn and it would exactly match your team colors. It's awesome. Now this color that I got, it has blue and green together. It's kind of interesting. I like this color. It's called Emerald Heather. So it's got blue and green. Hopefully you can see that in there. It's kind of interesting. And then this color is hot pink. And this color is cream. So I think I'll use the hot pink for our video so you can see what we're doing. I'm going to take it out of the bag. And it feels very different from any other yarn you will ever use. It has a very characteristic feel to it. Let's see if there's anything else on the label. Nope, don't see anything else on the label. Alright, up here it tells you that this is a bulky yarn. I think I'd call it more of a chunky. It's not really that thick. If you use a size 9 knitting needle, you'll get 15 stitches and 22 rows in a 4x4 inch square or 10 centimeter. And if you use a crochet hook, you should use an I9 5.5 millimeter hook. and it does not tell you the gauge that you'll get with that. This machine washable, and it says care instructions on the machine on the reverse side. Let's see here. I think you do not iron, do not bleach, machine dryable. I don't know what that one is for. I can't remember. Let me look on the inside. Here we go. Wash in warm water at permanent press setting. Do not bleach. Tumble dry at low heat at delicate setting. Do not iron. Do not dry clean. Or you can hand wash and dry. Wash in warm water using a mild detergent and dry flat. But like I said, you would not want to make a sweater with this yarn. It just doesn't feel good against the skin. It feels good against your feet. Your feet can handle it. So when you take it out, you'll notice you've got two ends. You've got one end that is on the outside and one end coming from the inside. So I like to use one from the inside. So I will secure this outside just by pulling it up against there. Pull this out, and let's see how it looks. If you run it through your fingers, it is not a soft yarn. It's kind of a scratchy yarn, but it does not feel like acrylic. It feels completely different. It's a whole different fiber. It's if you pull this apart, you'll see it's tons and tons of, gosh, I don't know, hundreds of fibers. There's a lot of fibers here to make up that yarn, and it's not really twisted at all. It's just straight. See, there's no twist to it at all. It's just all pulled together. There's your yarn, and it goes exactly where you put it, and it stays there as you work it. So we're going to knit with it first. It's a very sturdy, strong yarn, and it will go where you put it. And it stays there. They say that if you make a pair of slippers with this yarn, that they will never they will never die. They will live forever. And that's a good thing to have in slippers, especially since they're machine washable. You can just wash them and use them forever. It has kind of a shine to it as you work it, as you work the stitches. When the yarn has that, when you actually put it to create something with it, you'll see a shine to it. I would think that if you had pointy needles, it would be difficult to use because it would be easy to split this yarn because of all the fibers that are involved. Hundreds of little fibers in each strand. But it's easy to knit with. Makes a real sturdy, strong fabric there. And you can see the shine on the skein there. See how it has a shine to it. I'm going to knit some garter stitch here. I've made several pairs of slippers with this so far. I made some loafers for my stepdad, and I made some slippers for my son, and I'm working on a pair of slippers for me. And it holds up very well. And it feels comfortable on the feet. It almost massages your feet as you wear it. It feels good to me. So like I said, this would be good to use to make some slippers for your family, or like some people like to make a whole bunch of these Phentex slippers and keep them in a basket by the front door, so that even when they have guests that come to visit, they can take off their shoes and put on a pair of slippers if they want. I think that's a good idea. I might want to do that myself. Some people say that they have trouble using this yarn because of how stiff it is, but it doesn't bother me. And I knit a lot. But if I knit for a long time with this yarn, it will bother my hands. So you just have to temper your time, or work a little bit with this and then work with a different yarn and then come back to it, instead of just constantly using this yarn, since it's kind of scratchy. It kind of feels like netting, like that nylon netting that you use for scrubbing pots and pans. That's a little bit what it feels like, but not exactly. It's not exactly that hard. But like I said, when you make your slippers, it almost massages your feet. And see how good the stitch definition is with that? So you could make some pretty slippers with a nice stitch pattern design, and it would look really good with this yarn, because it would show the design so well. Purling is a little bit more challenging, because you have to look out for all those strands, make sure you don't split it. But it's going now. I got a flow. So if you've never tried Phentex slipper and craft yarn, you should give it a try. Don't let people talk you out of it, because like I said, it's got a lot of good qualities, a lot of good things coming for it. The thing that I like the most about it is that it helps to keep bacteria from growing. I think that's awesome for slippers. For all those sweaty-feeted people out there. There. I am having a little bit of trouble splitting the yarn. So just be careful as you work with it. Don't be in a hurry. I think this would be a good yarn to use for making like some toys too, because of how sturdy it is. There. Now you can see garter stitch, and you can see a little bit of stockinette up there, and you can see, like I said, it really shows the stitch definition very clearly. So there you go. That's how it's knitted. Let's crochet with it. Unravels very easily. No hesitation at all. That's awesome. I've never tried crocheting with this yarn, so this will be a first time. This is not my favorite hook, but my other eye hook is occupied out in my car in my craft bag, and I didn't feel like going out to get it. It's cold outside today. I'm staying in. There. So let's try to crochet a little. I'm going to go under 2 strands. It's a little bit harder for me to avoid splitting. It could be because of this metal hook. This metal hook is grabby, so it's grabbing hold of the strands from other parts. So if you have a plastic hook, I think it would work better with this yarn instead of metal. This metal is just trying to grab all those strands from other parts that I don't want to bring through. But it's working. I just think it would be easier with plastic. It would flow better. I've always believed that you should give yarn, if you're not happy with it, you should give it another chance with a different hook or needle, because sometimes it's the combination of the yarn and the needle. So it's doing half crochets kind of good. Whew, not very well. Let me try double crochet. Maybe that'll work better. I really wish I had a plastic hook so I wouldn't be splitting these strands. Because this metal hook is just grabbing other stuff when I don't want it to. So that's the frustrating part of having a splitty yarn like this. Ugh, I'm splitting like crazy. But we're making it somehow. So I prefer knitting with this. It's not quite as splitty. But if you're interested in trying different yarns, this is definitely different from any other yarn I've ever worked with. It's a completely different feel. Plasticky, real scratchy, but not like acrylic. It's a whole different feel. So that shows you how it crochets. I prefer knitting with it. I'll do one more row of singles. See if I can get it to flow any better. For me personally, I'd probably stick with knitting with it. But to each his own. You might like crocheting with it. Only way to do it is to try it and see. I know I'm taking this too low. I'm just getting it done. Get her done. There. Dun, 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 dun. You've seen it crocheted. And it shows the crochet stitch design very well also. You can see everything about the stitches so clearly. So there you go. Phentex slipper and craft yarn. And like I said, get the pattern book. You'll be glad you did. You have all kinds of fun patterns. So that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.